How do you get to the link? On Eventbrite or Facebook Live, you can find Zoom link. Feel free to share with people. And how do I meeting chat? All right. Whoop. And she's gone. Oh, nope. Invite, copy invitation, copy URL. All right. And cancel out of there. Go back to the chat here. All right. And we'll send that. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gallery view. All right, you guys ready to get this going? Let's do this. All right. All right, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Wednesday Comedy in English over here at KO Comedy on Comedy Hub and here on Facebook and the YouTubes and the Twitches and all the different places in the world that you are watching the comedy shows. I am Michael Magid. I will be your host today for Comedy in English, and joining me, making their triumphant returns to Comedy in English despite the new format, the one and only Olivia Witt in Brooklyn, New York, and the one and only Clay Newman in undetermined location.
It's a blurry section of Los Angeles.
A blurry section of Los Angeles. Where are you, Clay, right now?
Valley Village, which is North Hollywood area, if you're kind of familiar.
Yeah. Olivia, have you been to Valley Village before?
I don't think I have. I go out to LA a fair amount. My sister lives out there, but some places I haven't been yet.
There's no real reason to. Honestly, Valley Village just exists to look down on North Hollywood. It's just 7 blocks. That's a little more toity than the blocks next to us, basically.
Okay. Yeah, my sister lives in West Hollywood, so that's always where.
Oh, yeah, they're much cooler than us. We don't compare to them.
Well, she has like 4 roommates. It's, you know.
That's how you know they're cool.
And that's the state, if you guys are watching the show, by the way, anywhere else in the world, that is the state of the United States of America right now, is that grown people have 4 roommates. That's how it's working out in our wonderful area right now. It's fun. It's fun, man. I mean, you know, one of the really cool things about it is when you keep talking to more and more people and they keep telling you they're leaving the country or they're leaving Los Angeles, really makes you feel good about your decisions, doesn't it, Clay?
Every time I hear somebody leaves Los Angeles, I'm like, ooh, baby, rent's about to go down to only $3,000. It's happening.
I mean, look, it's not like it's a little any different in Brooklyn, right, Olivia?
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's truly awful. Who is it? Mary Beth Barone. Have you heard her joke about New York where she says that some guy was walking and a sinkhole opened up full of rats and he fell into the sinkhole of rats? And she goes, and the craziest part about that story is rent stayed the same after that. We're still paying more and more.
You know, my favorite thing about like the whole rent situation is that like you try to talk to other people about it in like other parts of the country, and it's almost like I'm speaking to them from like a post-apocalyptic future. They're like, "Oh, I pay $850 a month for a 1-bedroom." It's like, what year do you live in? Like, how does that? It's like, well, I live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm like, oh, and that's.
Well, I mean, that joke about the rats is real. We told our landlord that there were cracks in some of the bigger pillars that were holding up the garage. So they fixed it, and then they raised rent because they had new structure in the apartment building. So let that be a lesson to you folks. Just wait for the earthquake. It's cheaper.
I will say this, though, you know, well, like one of the fun things about the whole rent situation is that I don't know if you have the same situation there in New York, but the rent control situation in some areas, and people are just willing to put up with anything just to stay in their place. And the landlords know that, so they just stop putting any effort into the places whatsoever. I mean, like, I literally know people who have like electrical outlets that are probably should be banned. They're probably fire hazards, and they're like, yeah, they're never going to fix it. But I mean, like, I'm paying like $1,000. So it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yep. Yeah. I actually have a friend who had a bad like super situation where he was like, my super's a nice guy, but he fell down and broke his leg. But we need like something fixed and he can't come by. And he's basically like, please don't tell the housing office I broke my leg. And it's like the whole
And
thing of like they're covering for this guy's injury because he doesn't want to have to like pay someone else to come in, but he can't do it. So it's like,
that's I want to support small businesses so bad, but sometimes it all just comes to a guy named Larry. Like, well, fuck, if Larry's out, then I guess the
yeah.
business is done.
And New York is fully run by a guy. You know, it's a city run by everything you want to do. There's one guy who does that thing, and you got to call him. And if he's weird and annoying, so be it.
Yeah, I need the entire mood of the business to say to the same. If one guy's kid gets caught smoking weed, I can't have that level of anger impact like the housing unit.
Yep, exactly.
So no, speaking of housing, a lot of people don't know this if you guys are just tuning into the show for the first time. And shout out to all you guys watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Some of you guys are saying you can't figure out the sound, that there's no sound coming out. So please let us know if multiple people are having that issue. If not, whoever said that, try unmuting the channel. That helps a lot of the times. But this show actually started out as a live show in a hostel, which has people from all over the world being housed. That sounded weird the way I said that. It's not like a refugee camp. It's like a hotel for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with hostels. Liv, what was your first experience when you first came and did comedy in English at the hostel?
I'm trying to remember. You had a good line. I remember the lineup being good. But I do remember there was like a group of, I think, women from Japan sitting in the front, and it was very like everyone went up there and was like, you guys, is this a reference you guys understand? And every time they were like, nope, we don't get it. And so it was fun watching every comic get up there too. Also, it's so funny. There's just so many little American things in everybody's act that you don't even realize, like taxes, cheerleading, like so much stuff that is so inherently American. You'd watch someone start to tell a joke and be like, wait, you guys aren't going to get this.
Wait, for some reason, no one can hear out of the stream here. So I'm trying to figure out. Dahlia Malik just said that she can't hear anything. So that means that clearly nobody can hear. I don't know why. Oh, you know why? Hold on. Unmute screen audio. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear it now? How's this working now? Mute screen audio. Hold on, guys. Mic H6 automatically adjust. Okay, I don't know why. You guys can hear me, right? Can nobody else can hear? Okay, if you can't hear, guys, come to the private Zoom room. The link is an event. Well, they're not even going to be able to hear what I'm saying right now. All right, well, this could be causing a lot of the issues on why people are struggling watching the show. I don't know how to fix this here. Any suggestions? Any suggestions here, guys? This is a perfect storm of terror right now in my mind right now. Jolly Malik, any suggestions how to fix this? How to fix this? Okay, that just came from Comedy Hub here. Okay, that's all right. Can somebody do me a favor? Can one of you guys open the Facebook or the Comedy Hub and see if the audio's coming out?
Let's see what we got.
I'm trying to figure this out. So we will edit all this for the podcast part, guys, or we'll keep it. I don't know. It depends. Liv's like, is this cutting into my time?
I'm trying to pull it up. Let me see. I got like 47 laptops because I got my work laptop and my regular laptop and my notes and like.
I know. I'm trying to figure out why so here in sharing, view StreamYard.com stream. I don't know why it's not playing the no. Unmute screen audio. Okay, it should be hearing. That's so weird that it's not. I don't know why the audio is not playing. That's bizarre. That's bizarre. Says he's got no sound. Well, if people can't hear audio, come to Zoom room. Okay. Oh boy. Well, we're about to get Zoom bombed by multiple people around the world, so this is going to be great. Since I just shared the Zoom link right now publicly. Can you hear anything? Can't hear it. Hello? Can you guys hear?
Are you
can hear me?
So sorry.
Yeah, I was talking to you guys. Yeah, can you guys hear it?
Sorry,
Did you guys...
not sure which Zoom you were talking to.
Did you guys find it?
No. What's the page that's on?
It's on Facebook. In the Comedy in English.
Comedy in English. Okay.
Yeah, and let me see if I can add. Oh yeah, and it's also in my Facebook, my personal Facebook as well too. So it should be there.
No, I've got it. There's definitely no volume.
Okay. What the fuck? I just said fuck and it doesn't really matter because no one can hear it. So
are we not supposed to be doing that?
I
shit,
don't...
Now there's volume. I heard me.
Oh, I can hear it.
Oh, it's working now?
I just heard play for a second.
There goes the audio. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, good.
We did it.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me on Twitch? Sarah, can you hear me on Twitch? Please tell me if you can hear me on Twitch. Trying to figure out if this is working. Any stretched imagination. Let's see what people say. Well, all right. Anyway, let's continue. So, Liv, so going back, for those of you guys who don't, who are watching this live right now, you guys have just experienced something fantastic, which is the beauty of...
I feel so bad, Michael. I really feel so bad. Like there are some technical difficulties. People were just coming to terms with what I look like, and now they have to hear my voice too. They're like, all right, I guess we could deal with this, but at least probably sounds okay. No, it sounds worse. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, everyone can hear everyone but me. Okay, so that's so weird. Okay. What about now? Can everyone hear me now? Let's see if everyone can hear me now. Okay. I just added myself to the StreamYard. I'm wondering if that does anything. Select microphone, H6 tech. Yeah, I mean, you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Audio options. This is so... Okay, clearly, look, and I did a test run yesterday and everything seemed fine. So, but I probably should have done it with more people. Okay, Sarah says, don't touch anything else. Okay. Moving on. So anyway, Liv, so you had Japanese people in the crowd, in the front row, and
yes,
none of them understood the references. And I think, it's interesting that you say that, because I think one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of comics make when it comes to doing shows in international venues or even when they're doing the road and stuff is either assuming the people know something or deer in the headlights when they don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. There's a give and take with that. And it's like, if somebody doesn't know something, you can't blame them for that. And at the same time, you can also educate them. Also, there's a way to say, I was walking over to Gelson's the other day, and instead of like just freaking out when they're like, I don't know what you're referring to, just be like, I was walking to Gelson's today. Gelson's is like a really bougie, fancy supermarket. And then people have context, right, Clay?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for things like Gelson's. You do get caught deer in the headlights when you're like, so I was smoking weed, and you realize you're talking to somebody where that's like a federal offense and they will go to prison for 50 years and they smoke weed there. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Saudi Arabian friend. Like, you're probably not going to get this weed joke so much. Anyways, for context, you like food when you smoke it.
I mean, look, I will say this is that like, it's definitely I don't want to say it's it's a difficult room. I would say it's a challenging room, and by challenging room it makes you a better comic. I mean, don't you think, Liv?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, because
Yeah,
like
it's
I think
challenging. Like running in the sand with heavy shoes on is challenging.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of drag, absolutely.
Clay, what's the best like situation that you had at the hostel where you were just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this, and then somehow you found a way out?
Uh, I mean, more often than not, you try to just end up having a conversation with them because it is one of those rooms where crowd work is just kind of a necessity because of those problems you walk into. If you want to make sure that you don't talk about something that they don't know, then let them start the conversation essentially. But I more often than not just wind up feeling so stupid about the world. Like I just talk to these like relative children, 20-year-olds. So I'm like, oh, you like fourth language. How you're on your fourth language is English. And then, no, please tell me what that word means because I've never heard that word before. But every once in a while you connect, and like mostly it's with Australians because they're just as white trash as us for the most part. And so when I get to an Australian, like I understand they're just boozy, animal ridden culture, and we get along pretty well.
Okay, can I just straight up tell you, and Liv, I don't know if you've experienced this before. Have you been to Australia before, Liv?
I'm not.
Okay. So I haven't either, but I went to a 1-year-old's birthday party for a group of Australians on last Saturday. And I show up and they're like, we've been saving this for you. And they hand me a piece of white bread. And I was like, wait, what? And then they give me a sausage and they put it inside the white bread. And they call it a toasty. And I'm like, no, as Clay knows, this is a hot dog when you're out of buns, is what this is. And then they're like, do you want some tomato sauce? And I thought like they were going to put like marinara sauce on, and they hand me ketchup. And I'm like, oh, you guys are really, really like what Clay was talking about right there. You're like, you guys are really pushing into that stereotype right there.
Yeah, the whole country's sponsored by Nathan's, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god! But I will tell you, they have some interesting crackers there. They've got one called Shapes for any Australians who might be. They're probably not watching right now because I think it's 3 a.m. over there, so they're probably not watching. But yeah, I'm like, they're like, oh, would you like some Shapes? And I'm like, I mean, it's a 1-year-old's birthday party, so I'm assuming like they're trying to keep it very, very simple and basic for the children so they know what they're eating. But no, the name of the cracker was Shapes. And I'm like, these are wheat thins. These are what these are. But you call them Shapes over there. By the way, guys, if you guys do come into the Zoom room, feel free to turn on your cameras and your microphones because comedians do feed off your energy. Feel free to interact with us as we get going. We're going to be chatting throughout the entire show. Also, guys, make sure that you're following at Comedy in English. It sends the links out for all the shows. The link stays the same every week, guys. We're going to be doing a run on Wednesdays at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, or 8 p.m. UK, depending on where in the world you're watching it from. Feel free to share this with your friends. The more, the merrier. Like I said, this is the first show, so we're kind of working out a lot of the kinks. But one of the great things about doing comedy and putting together some really awesome shows in the past is that you can convince people to come in and be guinea pigs because they kind of owe you because you've given them good shows in the past. And with that being said, are you guys ready for your first comic coming to the stage? Come on, let's get that energy up. That's right. All you guys watching on Twitch, shout out to all you guys. Oh, there's a good group of you guys now. Guys, your first comic coming to the stage is coming all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Let's give it up for the one and only Olivia Wed, everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, like Michael said, these shows are always very fun for me, as I don't have a lot of international experience. My biggest international experience is I did like the classic American study abroad. I lived over the summer in Spain one summer, and I lived with like a Spanish speaking family. And when I got there, I was like, I'm really gonna try. I'm really gonna try speaking Spanish. And I would like stand outside coffee shops and be like, okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna say like un croissant de chocolate, por favor. Walk in, really well rehearsed. And then by the end of the trip, I was just like, un este, grassy ass, soy americano, give me whatever. Um, Yeah, that's just how I kind of approach life too. Now my day job too is I do cancer research software tech support, which is just a job title that gets less impressive with every single word. Yeah. Um, Although I don't know, my family's full of nerds. Actually, my dad recently told the entire family that he got diagnosed with autism, and my entire family reacted to my dad's autism diagnosis quite like we might react to his COVID diagnosis. We were all like, "Oh, fuck, if you have it, then I definitely do." You know. My mom, on the other hand, my mom and I recently got into a big conversation about like family traditions, family recipes, things like that. And she goes, Olivia, what's the thing that you're going to make later on in life that I used to make? That whenever you make that thing, you'll think of me. I thought about it. It's most definitely a scene. Yeah, that woman can yell at a barista like nobody's business, let me tell you. She's always asking me about boys or girls because I live in Brooklyn. You know, love is love. But I do feel like we spend a lot of time telling the gays it gets better. What we fail to do is tell the straights it gets worse. I'm out here dating so much. I mean, call me an Argentinian soccer player because this bitch messy. Okay. Yeah, it's a real I'm having a real rough time dating. It's not going well. The good news is though, I got killer tits. Yep, breast cancer runs in the family. So
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, I got Michael on that one. My mom had breast cancer. She's totally fine now. Truly, she said the worst part about having it was when she went in to meet with her surgeon. Her doctor was talking her through the procedure, right? He was like, "Okay, we're gonna unscrew a boob, take out the cancer, screw it back on, and then if you want, we can go in and fix your other weird-looking areola." Yeah, so she's fine now, but she's burdened with the knowledge that she has a weird areola. Imagine being chemo bald and going in to meet with your doctor, and he's like, "Ooh, Uggo alert! This lady's got a messed up jug." Nuts. Also, who is this doctor doing BOGO nipples? He was like, "We could fix the other one, or you don't have tickets for a waffle iron. So, take your pick on what your prize is there." I have very far apart boobs myself. And a lot of people growing up, they say you gotta think of your boobs like sisters and not twins. I'm like, mine aren't even friends. Whatever they are, they're estranged. If I want to take a sexy photo, I have to corral them together like toddlers that don't want to be in a photo together. I'm just like, come on, kids, after this, we'll do a fun one, I swear. Kind of want to get a boob job too. I told my friends this and they were like, "Oh no, Olivia, don't. You're so beautiful." And it's like, "Okay, I never said I wasn't." Imagine what I would look like with a rock and rack. The sheer power of Olivia Witt tits. My problem is I feel like it's hard to get boobs that look real. So I think I'm gonna go in and ask for like really veiny ones because then nobody's gonna think they're fake. If you walk in, ask for the blue cheese, you're good to go. I think. I don't know. I stay in shape though. I'm a big hiker. I go and hike around. I actually did a big hiking trip a while ago, like one of those like 3 day, really intense catch and kill fish, eat your own feces, that kind of thing. And my friend was like, "You got to get this thing. It's called a Go Girl." And it's basically like it's like a funnel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's so when you're out walking around and you need to go to the bathroom, you don't want to think you got pee on your shoes. You want to know you got pee on your shoes because you don't know how to aim this funnel. It's great if you're like at a place and there's no bathroom, then you get to carry around, you guessed it, a urine soaked funnel for the rest of the day. It's just pop it right back in your knapsack next to your iPhone and PB&J. You're good to go. I was like, I do not want this object. I'm not going to use it. I was trying to think of like a good use for it. And I was like, well, maybe if I get into a survival situation, I can use it to filter out the pee from the period blood. Which, yeah, people get really grossed out by. But I want to mention that I was eating my own feces earlier and everyone was on board. But God forbid we mix a little bit of blood with that. And now it's like all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh no, don't." You know what? I know female hikers. I know female hikers who drink their own period blood. Hell, they slurp up the chunks like it's goddamn boba. Okay,
Oh,
they need the iron. Quite frankly, it's a rough trek. But everybody's a little baby now. Everyone's like, "Oh, Bear Grylls would never drink nature's mimosa." And you know what? For that, I am judging him. I think, you know, Look, growing up, I thought I was going to be one of these women to like marry a rich man with a lot of money. Then I got a little older and I was like, okay, I will marry a man with some money. Now I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I just want a money, you know? Living in New York, so expensive. We're giving out birth control to the rats. This is a real thing. We're putting out bait for the rats. The rats are going to eat the bait, and it's going to make them not have kids. It's not going to kill them, but that's like how we're going to get rid of the rat population. Like they're just going to generationally die out. And I'm here to say, guys, we could just be giving them poison, okay? Like if I see a rat in my apartment, I'm not going to be like, oh, thank God, she picked her career. It just, if I see a dumpster teeming with rats, I'm not going to be like, it's actually great because they don't have to commit to one another. Like, I'm all for a rat's right to choose. I'm not for a rat's right to cheese. That is really where I draw the line. All my friends in New York are very cool. They do a lot of drugs. They do poppers, which, if you're not familiar, it's like a party drug. It's a rave drug. It's a thing that you smell, and it's supposed to loosen your butthole. It's supposed to be a fun time. My friends are like, oh, you got to get into it. It's a party drug. I'm like, yeah, but I have never been to a party where I've been like, that party was fun, but my butthole just too tight. I also don't know too much about anatomy because I'm like, isn't my butthole the thing holding in all of the food? Like, if we loosen it, aren't loose beans just going to kind of tumble out? How does that work? Like, I don't understand how my butt works. My friends told me in college they used to butt chug, which I guess is where you put alcohol up your butt. It gets you drunker quicker. I'm like, how does that work? Could you do like a handstand or is it more of like a squat and like how are we getting it in there? And then conversely, how do you know your butt is done? Is it gonna go maybe like a delicioso? Like an old Italian woman finishing a meal, just mwah, 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 mwah. People think I actually am Italian. I am what they call dark Irish, but especially when I was walking around Spain, people would always come up to me and be like, "Oh, are you Italian? You look so Italian." And I had to be like, "No, but that is the politest way to tell somebody they look hairy, for sure." Thank you. I did have laser hair removal when I was 16, and you're right, it didn't work that well. Thank you for pointing that out for me yet again. Not that I do, not that I do terribly, but I always feel like, especially doctor's appointments, like I have an IUD, and when I went to get that in, first of all, such a disaster. They put out like a little pee pad. I guess for me, because I got that dog in me, you know what I'm saying? But my gynecologist could not get my IUD in, so they had to call the PA in, the physician's assistant in. And I don't know if you've ever met anyone vagina first, but you're sort of like, do we shake hands? Like, I don't have hands on. Just clitorius secret, full out. The PA can't get it in. They bring another woman into my room. I'm starting at this point, hands are just going in and out. I'm feeling like the sluttiest Muppet. There's so many women in this room at this point that there's like a different woman walking by the office eating a bagel, just being like, oh, hey, gang, what's going on in here? Some sort of women in STEM conference? And all of the women in the room are like, we can't seem to get this thing in. As if I'm just a freaking pickle jar. They're like, do you want to try?
Oh my God.
My doctor did reassure me, though. She was like, don't worry, Olivia. At no point will we be bringing any men into this room. And I was like, well, you guys can't seem to do it. Okay, let's get him in. I feel like if we bring in a hot enough doctor, it might just kind of slide right in. Really any man with a good job, I feel like I'm going to be wetter than a bag of baby carrots down there, for sure. Oh. Yeah, it feels so weird to be saying this during the workday for me. I'm like, yeah, I can't be. And these were the jokes too. I have a full list of jokes that I was like, I'm not going to say these in daylight. And these are the ones that made the cut, okay? Everyone who's watching, I want you to know this is a curated list. If you're like, she wasn't expecting to see that when there are birds. No, I was, for sure. It is, yeah. Like I said, I work tech. It's a weird time. We had to do a training. This is also classic American upbringing. We had to do a training on what to do in the event of a mass shooter. But here's the thing. I work remote, okay? At that point, I think it's just called a homicide. They're like, step one, leave all your belongings. I'm like, I'm surrounded by everything I've ever owned. Step two, locate the nearest exit. I'm like, it's the one he just came into. She just came into. We didn't do the diversity training yet, so I'm not really sure what pronoun to use there. But they're like, if all else fails, you and your coworkers can team up and attack the attacker. Yeah, I'm like, coworkers, I guess I could turn on my Roomba. I don't know. You know, I keep finding mice in my apartment too. And it's like, look, I'm a strong, independent woman, okay? I don't need a man to come take care of these mice for me. But I would like one. I think we could make a trade. I'd rather touch a dick than touch a mouse. That dick's been washed. That dick hasn't been foraging out in the dumpster for the past 2 weeks, okay? That dick hasn't been in some man's hair teaching him how to cook. It's a nightmare. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's also one of those things too where I was like, maybe I'll get a cat. I was talking to one of my friends about this, and she goes, oh, you should get a hairless cat if you're worried about shedding. And then I had another friend go, oh, don't get a hairless cat. They look like balls. Um, but what people fail to take into account is how much I love balls. Okay. The hard part's not putting the cat in my mouth. Am I right? Okay. Yeah, look, yeah, it is too early to be doing this for sure. The sun is out here. There's school children outside my window. We're like keeping it together. I remember when I used to go into the office, I accidentally got into an elementary school drop-off line going to work once. I pulled up and was like, oh, is there an accident? And then I was like, oh no, I'm the accident. But it's too late. There's already, a woman with a vest walking towards my car. She knocks on my window and is like, kids? And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, I am in therapy. Okay. Other classic American thing, my therapist is helping me trust people, or so she claims. My therapist and I the other day got into a conversation about this concept called aftercare. And aftercare is really anything you do after sex to make sure your partner feels loved, respected, supported. So it could be like cuddling, apologizing for the slurs. If you really get caught up in it, it becomes choke sex. You go, hey, dude, my bad. We still cool? That's aftercare. But I actually don't like this term because aftercare is what we called my elementary school's late parent pickup program. So, my therapist is sitting there being like, so what do we do for aftercare? And I'm like, eat a Dixie cup full of pretzels and play kickball? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Mental health is weird though. I'm one of those moms that's really into self-help books. Which is weird. It's a weird birthday gift for sure. Like, why is my mom getting me a book with like a picture of a dove on it that says how to love when you feel unlovable? Signed your friend mom, It's like, why are we insulting me in like a weird roundabout way? I've never been a real fan of it for sure. Oh, yeah, but it is, you know, having having a time out here. It is fun. I do a lot of like little bits to myself too. Like I will this is my favorite little bit, my favorite little chuckle I love to do. I love like going out to a bar and like meeting a guy and going home with him, sleeping with him, and then the next morning rolling over, looking at him and going, I'm 16.
Oh, Jesus.
It's great, It kicks me out of this apartment. We move right along. Oh, I do though. I will say so. I'm pretty American. I love America, and it's a weird time. It's a weird time to be patriotic, but then also kind of a liberal. This is like people don't love that energy. You can't be like land of the free and home of where I got my abortion. Okay, I love cold beer. American cheese and being gay. Like they hate that energy. They really do. You can't be like, these colors don't run and neither does this gay ass. It's a real people are not about that energy. They don't want you to continue. It's a rough time. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I do a good job, but I wear the cutoff shorts during the 4th of July, things like that. I got a dump truck ass. That's where my top part of my ass tips over, and that's how the poop comes out. I have fun. Yeah. I also, in terms of, I feel like I'm pretty American. My dad's cousin is a famous Major League Baseball player. This guy named Mike Witt. I've actually never met him, which is crazy because he has helped me get laid multiple times. Like, he doesn't know I'm showing up to bars and using this to brag, where I'm like, yeah, only me and him are the only left-handed people in my family, which makes me have the Witt pitching arm. And he pitched a perfect game, so maybe you should go home with me. And it's worked a couple times. And this man is just out there living his life. I think he lives in California somewhere. No idea. No idea that he has helped me and maybe two of my cousins also pull people, which I think is very fun for all of us. Um, did you guys hear we got a new, I'm assuming this is a comedy show. A lot of people are usually Catholic at these things. Did you guys hear we have a new saint? Yeah, big time. We have a millennial saint. That's right, the first millennial to become a Catholic saint. In order to become a Catholic saint, you need to have 2 miracles. And this is fun because since they're millennial, the first after the first one, they were like, so I did a thing. Okay. And after the second one, they were like, well, so that happened. What do they have? Patron saint of skinny jeans? Ugh. Patron saint of lay epic bacon. Am I right? It's crazy. No, I was raised Catholic. And Catholic's fun because Catholic sex is just kind of 2 people apologizing until someone comes. It's a good time. I will say I'm so much a theater kid too. There's a lot of women out there who are like, oh, I have trouble orgasming. When that happens, I fake it. Okay. If I fake it, I come. Yeah. Nothing turns me on more than putting on a little play. Okay. I go into every sexual situation here being like, so what's my motivation? Let me get in the mind and body of someone who's attracted to you. I can cry on cue, I can come on cue. Either way, we're getting Mr. Weinstein involved, All right. Too dark, too deep. That's what we're ending on. Thank you guys so much.
Olivia Witt, everybody. One more time for the one and only Olivia Witt, who was able to curate her list to the bits that were day appropriate. And if you're wondering what night appropriate is, where can they check you out, Olivia? You're on mute.
Yes, I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Threads. So please check all my stuff out on those platforms. Thanks.
That's fantastic. What shows you got coming up?
I will be at Star Bar in Bushwick tonight at 10 p.m. If anybody's really jonesing to see more right now. Otherwise, I will be at Comedy Village on the 22nd, 28th, and 29th. If anyone wants to come see me in Midtown Manhattan on those days, reach out, send me a DM. I could probably hook you up with some discounted tickets. Thanks so much.
So a lot to break down right there, Clay, in regards to Liv's set right there. First stuff, I'm not going to lie. I will never get that image out of my head of a bunch of people inside the office attempting to remove a device from someone. That is something that is going to be ingrained in my mind forever. I don't know about you.
Well, you don't go to the right office parties, Michael.
Okay. I think the thing is Liv, when you were talking about all your experiences there, there's stuff every time I've watched you do a set, I'm like, I feel like I learn. I learn information that I didn't know. I didn't know that people ate their own release. I'm just trying to keep it day appropriate here, but
is this clean? If this is a clean show, my bad.
I mean, look, I don't know how clean it is. I know what Clay, what's the rule? You can't show feet? Can't show
Was
feet?
that supposed to be? I'm gonna have to cross a few minutes off my set list. That's the rule.
I think that's the rule. I think you're not allowed to show feet when you're streaming.
Okay.
I think that's how you get knocked off. I don't know what the meta guidelines and practices are, but pretty sure that we've been walking the line in
Yeah, I really
regard.
have completely disregarded that. I am so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Liv, have you done any of that material at the hostel, and what was the response from the international travelers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to tell if the international folks like anything because a lot of times it is just um, especially there is a culture of, especially in places like Europe, of just sitting in silence and watching things like it's a movie. I feel like it is a pretty American thing. Maybe not necessarily American because I feel like Canada and there's certain places in Europe and other places too where it is, more appropriate to be loud. But um, yeah, absolutely. I feel like there have definitely been some times where it's like a group of Danish people just stone faced the entire time, and you just have to make it. You have to be okay with it for yourself. You have to reckon with how you feel about it and be fine with it. And I think that's okay.
And I'll be completely honest with you, Liv, and like Clay, you'll probably attest for this as well too, because people were like, "Wait, you're going to do shows online where people may be on mute the entire time?" I'm like, I've been doing that for 10 years. I am very used to not polite nods, winks, shaking of heads. That's a standing ovation at the hostel sometimes, Clay, isn't it?
Film festival crowd is a good way to put it. That is accurate. People are watching you as though you are a very artsy film, and they're really analyzing the deep intent behind what you're doing. And like, no, it's not. Please just laugh, please.
My favorite thing though is like, Liv, this literally happened at the hostel. I remember once I thought it was just like the worst set possible. I did like 20 minutes. Everyone was just completely stone faced. And like when I get off stage, like this woman's like, she's like, I just want to let you know that that we were all German and we don't laugh. She's like, but I thought you were satisfactory. And I'm like, okay, like that. And she was like so proud of the fact that she said satisfactory, as if like she was giving me like a really deep compliment. So it's like, you have to learn. Every culture's different. Clay, have you seen the movie that most German people watch on New Year's Eve, which is a German friend of mine you shared with me? It's like a very slapsticky thing. So I was like very surprised. I was like, this is going against the stereotype that I've heard before. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie.
Was just picturing like the Netflix Yule log, like where they just watched a picture of a log burning for 3 hours. That felt more German and appropriate.
Speaking, it's funny. Speaking of that, like I saw a French magician the other day. This sounds like I'm starting a bit. It's not. I saw a French magician the other day, and you know, French comedy, it's like it can be very like over the top and like high energy and like very embellished and stuff like that. That's also their magic. And I'm not gonna lie, like the energy of this magic show felt like an episode of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. Like that's what the magic felt like. And that's a very just different type of experience. So we just have to be, respectful of the fact that like everyone finds different things, culturally stimulating, I guess would be a better political PC way of saying it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't want to get kicked off here. I don't want to get canceled by all the Europeans who it's 9 o'clock at night. All the European magicians who may be watching this right now. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, we just got one comic left to go, and thank you all you guys who've been sticking around right here. I know we got a nice solid 30 people or so that have been watching here on the Twitch stream and on the YouTube and the Facebook and all those fun places. And again, feel free to share this link out with your friends and join us in the private Zoom room if you feel comfortable. Like I said, the link to the Zoom room is in the Eventbrite. But sometimes it doesn't actually go out to the comedians because you forget to put it in the email thread. So that makes it difficult to start a show when the comics can't even get in the show. So that's a thing I had to deal with. But you guys ready for your ultimate comedian of the evening. Ultimate
Woo!
comedian of the evening.
That's so rude when there's only 2 of us performing.
Well, I was going to perform too, but unfortunately, I want to get some of these logistics down before before I do that. So maybe we'll stay on after the stream ends, and we can kind of spend that time. If you guys are willing to spend the time, I will pay you guys to be on next month. How about that? You guys will be paid to be on next month. When this thing is worked out. Maybe I should have just done a trial run, not streaming it. How about that? Maybe that's what I should have done. The Clay's like, yeah, that's probably what you should have done instead of by yourself test run and saying, yeah, everyone seems to be good. Everything seems to be good. I can hear myself. Probably.
I struggle running live shows with logistics. I can't imagine doing this. This seems like a whole other layer of just not, the fact that you can't see your audience and you don't even know if they're still there. Stressful from a tech perspective, for sure.
It's a work of art, like Clay was talking about. It's performance art, and we're this canvas for people to take a look at. That being said, your next comic coming to the stage, guys. This guy was turned into a canvas by children on a United Airlines flight, according to a commercial. Let's give it up for the one and only Clay Newman, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, on spec. That was filmed on spec. United didn't ask for that commercial. There was just a production company with the dream of selling a commercial to United Airlines. They tried to sell them a Father's Day commercial in the middle of July, and they're like, "No, idiot! Like, you missed it. To wait now." Yeah, this is definitely more complicated than doing the show in the hostel. There's so many factors that go into running a show online. The hostel is literally just like, get the lights on, tell the people staying at the hostel, hey, you be in here now, and then you have a show. That is the entire process of running that show. It's a fun process. Sometimes there are snacks involved. Decisive lack of snacks going on right now with the show, which is upsetting. Very upsetting. But yeah, absolutely, like keeping with tradition of having people who are way too funny for what's happening right now. Olivia was excellent as always. The only part of your set that like shocked me was because the entire time I'm like, okay, like I hate that I can explain all the questions you're asking. I'm just sitting there like, oh, don't make me explain how butt works. Like, why do I have to do that? Knows how that works. Like, I just felt like such a dirtbag the entire time. And then you said, wet as a bag of baby carrots. Like, oh, girl, no, throw those out. Those are done. You can't. Like the entire time I felt like a piece of shit. Then I realized I've got carrot OCD. I'm like, the second they get the tiniest bit slimy, I'm like, no, sir, not today, carrot. I don't know what that slime is, but that does not belong in my body. I know that much. Very unhealthy person. It's like I've been losing a lot of weight, and it's like sad how not really, dude. Like, you should applaud weight loss if you're going to the gym 3 hours a day. Don't applaud weight loss because you cut out Jack in the Box for a second dinner. Like, that's not a good reason to applaud weight loss. But it was time, like I finally had a medical professional tell me I needed to lose weight. And you never want to hear it, man. And I'll be honest, I'm not going back to that dentist. I'm not doing it. Rude. Like, was I the only one in her lobby eating a burrito? Sure. Technically, yeah. Fine. Yeah. It's like a great set from Olivia. Always too good at comics on these comedy and English shows. Right now in the Zoom room, there's a square that just says iPhone. It's muted. There's no video on. That could be Chris Rock. We don't know. We don't know. Could be Bill Cosby. I don't know Michael that well. I don't know. Michael said he's worried about being canceled. Cancel culture is not real. Bill Cosby's literally on tour. Like, it is. You can. CK is coming to your town, jerking off in a hotel room near you. Like, he got canceled. Like, he's still headlining. He's fine. He's make Louis CK host a show, and then I'll believe in cancel culture. I believe that actually happened. I definitely. You just have like This is literally just Coastal Elites, the show, which I love. I hope iPhone, whoever you are, you're just somewhere in Minnesota, just angry right now that we're talking down at you. But I love to tour because like I hate just talking to people who agree with me. I love getting out there, and I genuinely do like hearing different perspectives, but I don't always think they like hearing mine. I really don't. I hear that progressives are arrogant. I hear that word a lot, arrogant. And it's like, you try being right 100% of the time. See if you don't get a little cocky about it too. Arrogant. It seems rude, unfair. I think people sometimes go too far. Like people say ICE is the new Nazis. That ICE is like Gestapo. I don't think ICE is as bad as Nazis, but like, I also don't think ICE is as good as Nazis. Does that make sense? Like, as far as villains go, we got the shittiest Nazis in the history of Nazis. I'm hurt as an American that we got these dumpy fucking incel Nazis. The Germans at least got the Autobahn for their Nazis. We get nothing. We get nothing. Every time I see a video of ICE, I'm just like, tuck in your shirt, you fat supremacist piece of shit. What are we doing? Have some self-respect if you're going to act superior to people. That's all I ask. Just be a decent villain if you're going to go down that route. The Nazis are so much better than our Nazis. The real Nazis, they had Wagner. We got Lee Greenwood. It's different. It's different. Ride of the Valkyries. That's proper villain shit. Those are good Nazis. Imagine watching Apocalypse Now. The Hueys are flying through the jungle, heading over hills, about to overtake this village and to strike fear into the hearts of the locals. They played the most intense song that the Nazis would play. They played, "'Cause I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free." That's not a good Nazi song. Disappointing. Disappointed in our Nazis. I think I like I'm too happy talking about how there are Nazis now. I take too much joy. I think I enjoy "I Told You So" too much. Like, "I told you so" is the most empty calorie sentence in the world. "I told you so." Oh, it feels so good and so delicious, but it doesn't help anything. I'm worried "I told you so" is going to get me in trouble, and I'm not even going to realize I'm in trouble. I'm worried at some point I'm just going to be digging an irrigation ditch somewhere in Utah, just the only one digging the irrigation ditch in the camp, who's got a big old grin on his face, just like, called it. Yeah, but I told you they were Nazis. They said they were Nazis when Obama was president. I'm the smartest fucking guy in this death camp. Big old grin. They killed my uncle last Friday. I told you they were Nazis. But I'm thinking about politics a lot. Getting married, I had to do the seating chart. It's fun judging family, judging your loved one's family. I enjoy the drama that goes into a seating chart, especially in a COVID wedding. Oh, the COVID weddings were so good. Did you ever find yourself at the unvaxxed table at the COVID wedding? That doesn't feel nice. That doesn't feel nice. When you realize that's the factor that brought everybody together at that table, and then they just kind of assumed with you, that doesn't feel good at all. Like, Clay's sweaty. He just seems generally unwell. We'll stick him with the COVID table. Holding for applause right now for everybody listening at home. Can't hear it, but whoever's on iPhone really liked that last one. Yeah, my fiance asked me what the theme of our wedding should be. Like, what should the theme of the wedding be? I said, my love, we are almost 40 years old. The theme is settling. We know what the theme is. Like, if you get married in your 20s, you say "I do." My age, you say "you'll do." It's less "I do." It's like, it's more of an "I guess" situation, you know? And if you think I'm being rude, look at me. Do I look like somebody's first round draft pick? No. No, this is Mr. Irrelevant territory right here. I'm fucking day 5 of the draft. The team's like, well, you're not our first 200 choices, but damn it, are you here? That's why I'm on the team right now. What's the theme? The theme is I'm patient, and she finally took big dicks and financial stability off the vision board. That's what the theme is. That's why I'm paying for our families to drink. I'm excited to get married. I can't tell if I'm more excited for the marriage or the honeymoon. The honeymoon, man, you got to understand, as somebody who looks like me, a honeymoon, it's the only chance in this world that I have to go to Thailand without looking like a sex tourist. You realize that, right? For somebody who just wants cheap noodles, you realize how hard it is to get that without looking like I'm trying to have sex with little girls. It's difficult. It's difficult. I can't go to that country solo. I've aged out of backpacking. Not with this face, body, and glasses. Absolutely not. Hurts my feelings, man. I'm a wholesome boy. TSA doesn't believe me. Like, oh, you went for noodles? You went for elephants? Interesting name for lady boys. No. Noodles, she was the big one. You wouldn't expect that. You'd think it would be elephants. Thailand seems like a magical place to be. I'm very excited. That's how easily entertained I am. Just the thought of a $4 bowl of delicious curry will make me fly literally across the world to go do that. That's the state of I love Los Angeles to death. I love being here. I love that I can go get the most amazing food from any country in the world while I'm here. Don't like that it's $37 a person to do so. I will literally sit on a flight for 20 hours just to eat a cheap meal 3 times a day. I'm so excited to go. It's hard as somebody who's never been to get a feel for the place because there are very strict laws when it comes to slander. So you got to be careful when it comes to those Yelp reviews. A 1-star Yelp review can legally be considered slander. So it's kind of fun to just see those real backhanded 5-star reviews. That's actually been really enjoyable. You got to do the research when you go to a place like excellent hotel, 5 stars, 1 per roach. Like, oh, okay. I see you, Kathy. All right, get them. Not allowed to make fun of the royal family. And I wouldn't. I'll respect another place's culture. I would never make fun of their royal family there if they say that's illegal. I will say, as an American, it is very strange to me, that custom, very foreign to me. The idea of having so much respect for the royal family that they wouldn't be allowed to make fun of them. I don't get that as an American because I don't even respect the leaders that I voted for. Do you know how frustrating it is? Every 4 years be like, I guess this is the best pedophile this time, I guess. Do you know how frustrating that is? Like Bernie Sanders was my dude. Bernie Sanders was great, but I would push Bernie Sanders off a bench in a second if it meant I would actually get health care for the rest of my life. Like that would be like, I care so little about these fucking people. If I could yell at you and it breaks your hip, I don't think you should be running our country. I think that's where we're at right now. Like people say, like we're heading towards Idiocracy. That Idiocracy was an accurate movie. That president was buff as shit. I wish we were like Idiocracy. It's so frustrating, man. Again, it all comes back to the schlubbiest goddamn Nazis that this world has ever seen. At least Putin has the decency to have that like buff fat guy body that right-wing people have. At least he has the decency to do that, to just kind of have that like skinny Alex Jones body. That's a proper villain right there. There's a reason Bond never had Louis Anderson play a villain, right? Like we just okay. Holding for applause. Thank you, iPhone. All right, thank you, Michael. I think I see what might have been part of the technical issues here. When you hold up your phone to the camera to show me that I'm heading towards the end of my set, which I do appreciate. Excited to see that. Your laptop's camera was like, he doesn't need to know, and just eliminated that. I hope you know that. Next time you show somebody your phone, put it in front of your body, Michael, so
That
we can
rolled.
see it. Don't
That
just
was
put it out
fun.
there in space or it gets blurred out.
Yep.
That's why I've got the microphone here, because if the microphone is here, it looks like I'm just talking into like a Japanese penis. Like it is just blurred out and phallic. You got to keep it in front of your body. Otherwise, the AI gets a little wiggity. All right, I'll leave it this because I mentioned AI. So now my weed riddled brain has thought of a new joke that I wanted to work out and had not done for the first 14 minutes. I'm part of the Screen Actors Guild, not a union, it's a guild. Unions have mafia leaders. Do you understand? And I mean that as a compliment. I really do. Unions have leaders like Jimmy Hoffa. The leader of my guild is Fran Dresser. It's different. It's less intimidating. Okay. I wish that the guild was ran like the unions did. They're already making AI commercials. I saw an AI commercial yesterday. We went on strike for months. We went without work for months, so this wouldn't happen. And it's already happening. I need Fran to act like Jimmy Hoffa. I need to have the CEO of Disney. I need Bob Iger to wake up with R2D2's head just in his bed with him, like the Godfather. Just wake up with R2D2's head just in his bed, covered in oils. Oh, that's the only way we're going to beat the robots, you guys, with good old-fashioned anti-Italian stereotypes. You guys are lovely. Thank you for sticking around. iPhone, I believe in you. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to stop talking like I'm leaving because I have to sit here for a little longer.
Clay Newman, everybody, one more time for the one and only Clay Newman. Shout out to all you guys that have been watching right over here. Keep sharing this information out, guys. The Eventbrite link is in the comment section, as well as the Zoom link. The Zoom link will say the same every week. If you want to RSVP, just go to that Eventbrite. Keep sharing that with your friends. We'll be here every Wednesday at noon, 3 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. UK, depending on where you're at. A big shout out to Olivia Witt and Clay Newman for dealing with all the logistics. Clay, honestly, I love the fact that you brought up the whole thing with the union and everything. It was just making me think of right now, a real union would not make us have to do these self-tapes that are due an hour after we receive the audition. That would
Michael,
be...
I disagree, my friend. I love the self-tape. I do not miss driving across town to sit in a room with hotter versions of me. That was not an enjoyable experience. Just like, oh, great, there's fucking buff curly-headed guy. There's tall curly-headed guy. Like, why is balding curly-headed guy getting another job? This is bullshit, man.
But my problem with the self-tapes thing though is the turnaround time, and then also like I start getting like in my head and I'm like, I do way too many takes, dude. I don't know about you, but like when I go in, there's as many takes as the camera op's going to give me. And then when it's me, it's like, I'm going to be here all evening doing It's Great over and over again until I get the great that I think is the right one. And then like, then I start
casting directors. Michael Madgen cares too much.
I care. But then the worst is like when it gives in the instructions and it says, send as many takes as you'd like. I'm like, I don't know if I don't think you should have said that. I don't think you should have said that, that to me. But that also, and just the simple fact is that like, I get these auditions now where it's like, we're looking for real roofers. Like your tape is due tomorrow at 4. I'm like, I'm not a roof. Where does it say that I'm a roofer? Anywhere in my special skills is construction there or roofing there? How does this happen? Liv, I don't know if you get the same thing, but it's insane to me.
I was never I don't have an agent. I would do more acting. It's just something I've never gotten into. However, my sister is like used to have like small town representation when we both lived in Virginia. And so as the older sister, I would always have to like drive her to Baltimore. Like we'd be in the car for like an hour and a half so I could drop her off at like a commercial for a private school that she's in potentially, and then they like end up not using the footage. But I have to like sit next to like a stage mom the whole time, and it was like me being like 15 or being 16, driving age, and just like having to talk to like the weird stage parents for 3 hours until I could take her home. Like it was weird.
That's amazing. You have to talk about that on stage. What do you? Oh my God, that is hilarious. God, I mean, like I just to think that the fact of like a teenager having to sit there, like while their older sibling is pursuing this art form, for lack of a better term, and and has to make it seem as if she's pushing her older sister like these stage parents are. That's hilarious. That's just really funny. I feel like a lot of them look like Clay too. It's like I'm just imagining some of the.
No, it's a lot
Yeah,
of
well,
Lululemon.
people didn't really know how to read it. Where they're like, "Are you guys orphans? Like, why is there no like parent here?" And it was like, my parents don't really care what we like. It was just kind of like, it's a Saturday. Diane, if you want to go to this audition, convince Olivia to take you. Like, we don't have to drive you to Baltimore. So it was always like a thing of like, we're like, we'll go get like ice cream or something, and we'll walk around downtown, and it'll be like fun. But it was always like a weird time of just us showing up, and they're like, "Is there like an adult with you?" And I had to be like, "No, like just us."
And if some of you guys are out there who are watching this right now are like wondering how competitive does it get, I think that there were like 100 submissions for somebody to play a scene in a directing class at USC for free. So yeah, that's how competitive it can get. So the fact that Clay Newman booked that spec United Airlines commercial, I mean, that's the equivalent of winning an Academy Award in 2025. Really, it really is. All right, guys, we're gonna take off right now, guys. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. Clay, Liv, we'll definitely have you guys back next month once we work this all out with the other guinea pigs in the next 3 weeks, as things are rolling. Stick around for a second. I'm just gonna end the live stream. But where can people catch you, Clay? Where can people catch you to follow you and find out all the fun you guys got going on?
Liv, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, TikTok, Instagram, Threads. Instagram, I got a show's highlight on there that talks about where you can see me. So go ahead, check that out. All right.
ClayNewmanComedy.com. You can find all the things on there. ClayNewmanComedy.com.
And we will post that all in the show notes, guys. Once we edit this and edit this whole fun thing together, you can follow us at Comedy in English on all social medias, except for Twitter or X or whatever it's called, which is Comedy N, the letter N, English, because somebody had already taken Comedy in English on there. You can follow me at Michael Magid on all socials. That's all for Comedy in English, and we will see you guys soon. We're out.